Hello, everyone. I'm Raíssa, and I'm bringing you now a new podcast of the blog Softball Now. This Saturday afternoon in Natal, the temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, but it feels like 28 degrees Celsius, so it's really hot. We have no clouds in the sky. And today we're going to talk about this impeachment in Brazil. But first, I want to say something curious that I saw on a newsletter that I get from this software that I use to produce these podcasts. And I saw that the candidate in the USA for the presidency, Hillary Clinton, she's now podcasting too. So it's a different thing that we have. It's not common that we have candidates podcasting. They prefer to use YouTube or Facebook videos because they think it's simple. But now Hillary Clinton is podcasting too. And the first podcast she had, she told people that she wakes up at 6:30. It's really early for a kind of celebrity, I imagine. I don't know how this works in the USA. But I heard, for example, that here in Brazil, politicians, when they are in campaign, sometimes they go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and then they have to wake up at 5, 6. So at least during campaigns, politicians have a hard life. And so I thought it was an interesting thing to say. And also that in the USA, some researchers found that 21% of the population listen to podcasts. Of course, it's not a big audience, but in the other hand, it is a very loyal audience. People who listen to podcasts, they keep listening to them because they like this format. They like this experience of talking, and it's a kind of liberty because you can listen to this live or you can listen to this anytime you want. So it's a new experience. It's getting really big, slowly, but people are loyal to it. Well, now we have this big judgment in Brazil. Dilma Rousseff, the president, is being judged. The charges are that she broke the law, the law about budgets, the law about financial controls in Brazil. And now the experience is a little bit different because in Brazil we have two houses of the parliament, the Congress. We have the deputy house. That was the house that, let's say, accepted the charges. And now we have the Senate. That is, all the senators, they are going to really judge Dilma Rousseff if she committed these acts that broke the law. And of course she did the acts, but they are going to judge if these acts are crimes or not. And if they decide that these acts are crime, and that is the understanding of the majority of population, the majority of law teachers, professors. And so if they decide that these acts, they were crimes, Dilma Rousseff is going to be immediately and effectively away from the presidency. She's not going to be the president anymore. The vice president that now is only temporarily working as the president is going to be the president until the end of her term. So we have this, at this moment, this right moment, we are having witnesses that are in the Senate, and the senators are questioning these witnesses. But the different thing is that the senators, they should be acting like judges. But what we can see so far is that they are working as they are lawyers. They have sides. If they are opponents to Dilma Rousseff, then they question the witnesses in a certain way. If they are supporters of Dilma Rousseff, then they question the witnesses in another way. So that's what we've been experiencing here. And worst of all, we have 2 days of this judgment so far. I think, no, sorry, this is the third day of this trial. And the first 2 days were kind of a circus that we had here. It was ridiculous. We had senators pointing fingers to others. We had senators accusing others of stealing, of being drug addicts. You can imagine the level of the discussion. It's not a discussion, it's argument really that we are experiencing now at the Senate. And we should have something really serious, really formal, because this is a big moment in Brazil's history. And first, before this experience, we had something like that in 1992 when Fernando Collor was the president and he was accused of other kinds of crimes, not exactly breaking the law about budgets and etc. But back then, before this phase of the trial, he decided to resign. So all his trial was really short, so we didn't have the chance to experience this kind of arguments as we have experiencing right now at the Senate. So we had witnesses, first the witnesses that were kind of supporting the accusation, and now we are listening to the witnesses that are supporters of Dilma Rousseff. So what we see now and then is that the senators, they should be questioning these witnesses about the facts to form their conviction, to form their idea about this crime, to reach a decision about this crime. But what we can see so far is that the senators are just trying to show their political side. They're making all this like a circus, especially the supporters of Dilma Rousseff, because they insist that we are experiencing a kind of coup here in Brazil. And I think this is an insult to all the population, because first we have a constitution. This constitution has ruled everything around here since 1988. We have all the institutions working normally here. We don't have the army in the streets. We don't have the Navy in the streets. We don't have the Air Force. We don't have people that were arrested because they were defending Dilma Rousseff or they were accusing Dilma Rousseff of something. We don't have, I don't know, if you think all these coups as we have in other states, like we almost had now in Turkey, it's a completely different experience from what's happening now in Brazil. So I understand that that Dilma's supporters are not really happy that she's being accused of a crime, and of course they can insist that there was no crime, but saying that this is a coup, I think it's a little too far away from what they should do, especially that we had a senator yesterday saying that the Senate was not the right place to judge the president because the senators were not, how can I say this, they were not morally good for this job. So it was really a bad experience because it's like this senator has no idea about the Constitution, has no idea about her work. And of course, the people in the streets, they can have this opinion, but a senator who works in a house that makes all the laws in the country, a senator can't have this opinion, can't share this opinion, and mostly can't share this opinion in a microphone that is in the Senate. So it is circles, as I can tell you, what we see now. We are going to experience this witness phase until Monday. On Monday or on Tuesday, I'm not sure, because these hearings, they are taking so long. Dilma Rousseff is going to stand there in the Senate before the senators. She's going to read a speech about defending her government, defending her actions. And people say that she's not going to answer any questions. Some other senators decided not to question her. Some senators decided not to offend her in any way. But you know, it's politicians, it's Brazil, so we really don't know what is going to happen the moment that Dilma Rousseff is there, giving her side of view of her side of what happened to her actions, to her government, that Brazil now is in a big crisis, and some people say that's because of her actions. Well, guys, that's it. So if you want to check up on this trial, you can go to TV Senado on the website to see more details about this. Any channel that we have in Brazil, they have all the information about what is happening now. They are broadcasting this live to all the people in Brazil, but people in Brazil are not really interested in that because most of them don't support Dilma Rousseff anymore. And what Brazil really wants now is that this finish fast and that Brazil can recover from this recession. But if you like reality shows like Big Brother, it's a good opportunity to see people fighting for no reason, people acting as children. And it's interesting to see how politicians can do one thing, and then when there is not a camera filming them, they can do another thing. Yes, I forgot to tell you this, that last night there were 2 or 3 senators in an argument, and they almost get to a physical contend, and then later all of them were having wine, what they called the wine of peace. They were having wine at the house of the president of the Senate, Renan Calheiros, so Lindenberg Farias, Gleisi Hoffmann, Vanessa Graziotin, all these people that are contending all the time, they were there just having wine. And this just shows that supporters, normal supporters, people in the streets who fight over politics or over politicians, they are just naive. They don't know anything what's really happening there in Brasilia. That's it, guys. I hope you have a good afternoon, that you can enjoy this sunny Saturday in Natal. I don't know if you are in Natal, but in Natal it's really sunny, it's really hot. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock we can talk here about soccer, the teams from Natal. Let's hope we have something good to talk about then, okay? That's it. See you there.